there, welcome to episode 39 of the M&T podcast. I'm T, that's Tiffany, this is M.
That's me.
Hello.
Hey,
Just me. You don't have a name.
No.
We're episode 39, one away from 40. We're very excited. And this episode contains a bunch of stuff. Sometimes we go in deep, sometimes we talk about Peglegs.
I think the
Very
key
enjoyable.
thing to know about this episode is that, yeah, it's weird.
Bit weird. We get into some stuff.
I was trying to think about what the overarching subject is, but you have just said Peglegs.
Yes.
And if that's not in the title...
Pirates.
Well, it's not even necessarily just about pirates. It is about Peglegs.
Yes. There's a lot of
Whether
things.
you're a pirate or not.
Okay, so let's get into it. Grab a rum and let's go. See you in the episode. Episode 39.
It's here.
It is here.
Hello.
Hi there.
Welcome.
How's things?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm alright.
Yeah, episode 39. You know what that means, Tifla?
It's episode 40 next week and I have no idea
You
what I've planned.
are the person that has, for such a long time now,
I think
been on
about
this...
9 episodes.
Since 31, you've been on the... Oh, well, what about episode 40? What are we going to do on episode 40? That's a week away.
I've got a week to plan.
Yeah. I'm going to put it out there early. We don't know what we're doing
Nothing's
yet.
gonna
So
happen.
get thinking, folks, and send us through your ideas. What do we do for the pod next week? We like to do something big every 10th episode. What's it going to be?
We have had some suggestions already, actually,
Somebody
haven't we?
suggested do it in fancy dress. Now, I like that. That's clearly a YouTube viewer, but this is primarily a podcast.
We also
for all
don't
you
have
know,
any fancy dress.
I could be in fancy dress right now if you're only a listener.
What have you come dressed as?
I've come-
The sofa.
I have blended right in for the YouTube viewers. Grey sofa, grey hoodie, grey trackings. But it is Sunday and I went with the lazy vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, we could go live.
We could go live. Live went... Well, it went last time, didn't it?
We could upgrade to a bottle of bubbly.
We could.
Oh, talking about drinking. Hold
Yeah,
on.
anyway, we're not going to spend all of this episode talking about the next episode, but we are aware that we need to do something. So please send through your ideas, suggestions, and we'll try and fit them into episode 40, wherever it may be. Tifla.
This wine is apparently from one of the most prestigious bodegas in the nation. And I read that in Espanol.
What is it in Espanol?
Una de las más prestigiosas bodegas de ámbito nacional. I butchered that.
One of the most prestigious vineyards in the nation.
I think that's what it means.
Well, I'm excited. Tifla's opening the bottle this week.
Yeah, with my bottle opener, so I can actually do it.
Yeah, I like the bottle openers that have the two arms.
You like the little man bottle openers. I like the ones that you use in restaurants. And I think it's because I've never used one of those other ones.
You always struggle with it, don't you? But look at you, you're like a...
I'm like a sommelier.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So
this
what
is Tierra
made you pick this one?
Leal. You know what? We didn't have a huge selection in the shop yesterday because we did only decide yesterday that we were going to drink rosé this week. I think we should just drink rosé because that is the whole premise of why this podcast was born.
Well, I think it was okay over the winter that we sort of changed things up. But, I mean, you wouldn't know it today because Ibiza is very cold, wet, blustery, windy, rainy shit. But spring, I would say spring is here. And so I think we can just permanently get back to the rosé.
Yeah, and I don't know why I chose this bottle. There wasn't a huge selection. And actually, this is probably one of the least interesting bottles. I think I chose it.
There's nothing...
Stand outish against
No.
it. I think I chose it because it had a lot of words and a lot of explanations on it. And a lot of bottles we normally get are just pictures. This also has a map on the back, little pictures of grapes and vineyards, and how to consume.
What does it go well with? I bet it goes well with chicken, fish, salads, pasta.
It literally says
morning, noon, and night.
It basically, I think it says, in the Los Meses Proximos. So is that like spring months? I don't know. It doesn't say what type of meals. It just says when you open it, consume it immediately.
Okay.
Well,
listen, I'm a sucker for the rules, so if that's what they say, that's what we do.
Yeah, lovely. It basically, you can appreciate it with all fresh foods.
I mean, as every bottle says, you never get a bottle that says, well, only ever drink this on a Thursday with a rump steak.
Oh, I love a steak though.
I do love a steak.
A rump.
They always say that they go well with everything because, well, they do. They also go well with nothing.
They also go well with podcasts.
They do. Here's to that.
We've managed it for
Chin chin.
39 weeks.
39 weeks.
How's your 39th week been?
This week's been all right, I think. Kind of another busy one, really. I think I'd say that we're both...
Let's go the other way round then. How has my week been?
Okay, your week...
Because you tend to take more notice of the other person than you do of your own week.
We did this for a while, didn't we? And
yeah,
I do think it's better. Your week has been good. Yeah. Your turn.
Solid.
It's been a solid week.
Solid answer.
You've been busy, but that's as is the case everywhere. But I'm going to stop saying that. I think you've been very
productive.
Very productive.
This is something I read on someone's social media. Is like, stop saying you're busy.
Yeah.
If you can be busy and be doing absolutely shit all. So, are you being productive?
Yeah. In fact, that book that I've referenced a few times now, the book When, that is about managing your time and stuff, is like the goal should never be to be busy. Mm-mm. Some people seem on a constant mission to look and feel busy, either to make it look to others like they're busy, to impress a boss or whatever, or to make themselves feel like they are justifying every hour of the day and therefore they make themselves busy. The goal should never be to be busy. It should be to be productive.
Yes.
What I've really liked this week is that you have been very productive. You've worked quite a lot of hours, but I think I alluded to it last week as well. I would usually be sort of like come on, you need to get out the office, and I sort of manage your time for you. But what I've loved is you're enjoying what you're doing, and you're seeing fruits of your labour almost on a daily basis, which must be really satisfying as well. Like, you spend an hour on a clubhouse, and a lot of the time that can turn into someone who's a potential lead or a potential client.
Yeah, definitely. Like if I'm in the business rooms, or even like today, we're recording on a Sunday, and there's a Sunday breakfast brunch Ibiza show that I'm now moderating along with Frank. It's those types of things are really good. And then also this week I have been jumping on calls with various other people. I think that's why my hours have been slightly longer, is because I've spent hours on these calls.
Yep.
I'm trying to see whether I can get some help and expand my business.
Yeah, you have been recruiting or starting the process of recruiting. And do you know what? I've actually, another part of that I've really liked is that I've been able to help, because that's what I did for a long time at Apple, was meet people, recruit people, think about who's a good fit and how you're going to develop these people and be a good boss and stuff. And it's been nice and enjoyable to sort of help you with that. But you've done very well.
Yeah, I'm doing
another week where I'm very, very proud of you and very grateful for the work that you do.
Thanks, love.
That's all right. Well done. Crack on. You also have launched products this week, which I love.
I launched one last Sunday and this Sunday.
You've got digital, downloadable, purchasable products.
Yeah, one of which
I think
is free.
Really cool. But free or not, like, it's cool that you've got something out there that people can find and use. I think it's that sort of thing excites me. I think it's why my business is a product-based business, because maybe it goes back to sort of my retail-y days. It's kind of fun to sell somebody a thing.
Yeah, and I guess it's cool that it's there, and it kind of helps people see little bits of what I can help with. And like the free one is like carousel.
I've downloaded them.
Templates for Canva. And then another one, the one that's not free, it's only €10 and you get 100 templates for your Instagram.
Yeah. You have sold 100 templates that people can use
for €10.
For €10.
Yeah.
If that's not the bargain of the century, I don't know what is.
Sales pitch done. So yeah, the week has been really good. Very happy with the progress I've made, and I've got a new client in Thailand. I'm going
You're
global.
fully global, aren't you? Like you got a client in Thailand, and you were looking at pictures of Thailand.
And now
as
I
part
want
of
to
the
go
job,
to Thailand.
and it looked stunning.
Smashing, yeah. Book a flight.
Absolutely. Well, maybe not right now, but
No.
How's Thailand doing through all of this?
I have no idea.
Probably absolutely fine. It's the sort of place that he's used to having don't they all wear masks anyway whenever there's like sickness and stuff?
When I spoke to the guy, I think I recall him wearing a mask.
On a Zoom call?
He was in public.
Oh, okay. That's their level of commitment to shutting out
He
this.
was in a public place on the Instagram call.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's kind of my week. Good new things coming in. Just waiting, see how other things go. And yeah, very excited.
How's my week been?
Your week's been cool. You've created some new content.
I have. I like content days.
You do like, and because the sun came out on Friday?
Well,
Friday,
yeah, Thursday or Friday, and
it was
Yeah, I basically I like creative days. Weirdly, in the build up to them, when I know I need to create some content and stuff, I sometimes feel a bit overwhelmed by it because there's a million different pictures you could take, and I kind of like in my head I'm like, I'm never going to get everything that I want to get done. But then when we do it, so this week, the sun came out, like proper sun, blue sky sun, and that's when I wanted to get some photography because cycling kit looks better in the sun than it does in the grey.
So we managed to do that, and I think it was helpful that I was able to come out and do some photos.
Yeah, I enjoyed you joining.
You do get like me being able to take photos too, because you get those ones that you can't do on a timer or you can't do when it's on a tripod or whatever. So I think that was really cool, and then I got to try on the kit, which was awesome.
You
and
did.
I looked
It's the
pretty
first
cool
time.
also.
I think you look very cool. I think I do get a lot of messages from people that are like, "Are these like female friendly?" I don't make female specific kit yet, but I did specifically sort of design these to be in a way that if a lady wants them, usually just go one size down than you would usually go for, and the fitting of it is perfect. And
I wear a small, where I probably would just pop on like a medium t-shirt.
Well, it's that if you were buying your own ladies specific cycling kit, you would buy a medium.
Yeah.
But if you're buying one of mine, it's probably best that you go for a small because technically it's a man's cut, but it looks great. You looked really good in it.
Thanks, love.
And those pictures start to go out on my social feeds or on Lavello Cycling's social feeds from tomorrow.
How exciting.
Which I always like. I like sort of sharing new images and stuff and people starting to like them and share them and stuff.
It's super cool. And then we're looking at your next order and we're doing lots, and it's kind of at that point. It's a bit scary but exciting.
Yeah.
There's lots you can do. We're both talking to like a lawyer about how to set up our businesses properly now that our residency is closer to being done.
We said last week that it might be done.
We
by
didn't
this
get
point. It's
contacted.
not.
Nothing's happened.
But we do add that Spanish buffer, so that if they say something's going to be done in a week, add your Spanish buffer.
Yeah. Yeah. So your week's been really good, and
I've gone global as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm really bad. You've sold to a guy in America.
So my kit now I've now had a customer buy, and the products have been shipped to Dubai, UK, and America. So covering the continents.
Doing well. We're doing all right, aren't we?
I think so.
What continent are we missing? Any continents?
Well, yes. Antarctica for a start.
Oh yeah. I don't think
South
people
America.
ride their bikes.
It's like America, but south.
So yeah, I think we're both doing really well. You still do everything around the house, and I'm very appreciative of it. So thank you.
But all in all, decent weight.
We're doing all right, aren't we?
It's this weird thing that like our lockdowns have been extended and things and sort of, but do you know what? I really haven't minded the last few weeks.
We've been in a good rhythm.
Well, our routines are really good because we're both doing very well in our health and fitness and using the gym. I think we both had low weigh-ins this week.
Yeah.
Very good
Not
low
after
weigh-ins.
the beers yesterday, but...
No, they don't count. It's the weekend. But, you know, we do that. We're both making good progress with our businesses. The house is looking and feeling good. I kind of feel like if none of that probably would have been progressed as much as it has had there not been this god-awful fucking pandemic.
Yeah, true. Like, you know, we've just had no choice but to get our heads down because there's nothing else to do, which is perfectly fine right now. And I think a lot of people are doing that. So that's cool. I did just remember another update from the week.
Mm-hmm.
My car died. Well, it hasn't
It didn't
died.
die. It was you drove it to the garage. We didn't know it was as bad as it was.
We drove it to the garage, but it's overheating. So I'm currently waiting to hear them come back to me about what the issue is.
So, sorry, I've just had a message from somebody live saying podcast questions.
Oh, nice.
But then haven't sent any questions.
Maybe they're coming. I've got a topic to talk about, talking about podcasts and talking about wine. Do you know our general wine that we have, Los Molinos Rosé, with the one that we have at our summer barbecues?
Yeah, it's kind of like
$1.79.
Yeah.
Right? Lidl in the UK sell Los Molinos white, red and rosé for £7.
£7.
It's the Corrie put it on her story the other day, so I started to chat to her about it. She was like, that's the €2 wine we normally have, rounding up obviously. £7 in Lidl, but if you do want a taste of Ibiza,
if you want to drink what we drink when we basically
£7.
just want the most cheap one that we can get en masse.
But it's lovely, that rosé.
It's lovely. That is the one that we get through like 14 bottles of at a summer barbecue.
Yeah, we stock up on that. We go buying cases.
Yeah.
So that was my little subject to
Tell you
about.
what, if you needed a little side hustle, love, buy them here, smuggle them into the UK and sell them for £5. Basically, you undercut Lidl, and you still make a profit.
Indeed, I think
we're going to be millionaires.
Import tax issues, love.
I don't think that's the only issue there. I think there's
I don't know what you mean. I'm filling my case.
Certain laws and regulations. I think I'm breaking that, but that's crazy.
But it is available if you want it, and £7 in the UK is not a bad.
It's funny, isn't it? Because
price.
like people, I think UK. I watched. I was watching one of the Marsden's vlogs. In fact, it might have been the latest one that came out. And they went and bought Kylie Minogue's latest
everyone is raving about that wine.
And I did this is quite punny, Kylie Merlot. Kylie Merlot. I thought that was funny. That was Chris.
But it's not a red, is it?
No, she does a range.
Oh, okay. I've only seen in our group people
it
drinking
was sort
a
of
rosé.
not bad at all. Only like £7.50 a bottle. And I'm like, Christ, we buy that if the Queen's coming to visit.
The Queen.
And by that...
Who's that?
I don't know.
We did buy I nearly picked up a €5 bottle of wine in the shop, but then I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
It's funny. Our friends here on the island have been dry since New Year, haven't they? So they sort of decided that winter was an ideal time because of how crazy and hectic summer can be, and you want to be able to enjoy it. They're like, you know what? It's a perfect time that we can't go out and do anything, that they've gone dry, and they have now been dry since then.
Yeah.
And they're always like, they feel good. They feel like they've done well, but they don't feel as if they've saved a penny.
Yeah, they're not saving money because it's so cheap.
Well, exactly, because you're going to be replacing it with soft drinks, which are more expensive.
We bought 12 cans of San Miguel the other day, and the first case was €6.60. And then the second case had 70% off. So it was about like $2.50 for the case.
We paid, €8 or €9?
For 12 cans of San Miggy.
It's more than 12, wasn't it?
Oh, was it 2 cases of 12?
Yeah.
24.
I was going to say, that on pay, it seems all right, but that's not actually...
No, it's even better.
Yeah, we bought 24 beers for like €8, €9.
I swear there's only like 4 left in the fridge.
Yeah, this is the problem with having beer in the house. But it is one of those things that People say going to Ibiza, oh, it's really expensive.
Well, it is when you're buying a 21-year
But
boat.
basically, don't ever drink out. Just go to the supermarket and do lots of pre-drinking.
Yeah.
And do lots of barbecue.
The only issue is, right, and this is an issue that I would think about, because I think about going to like Ushuaia, and you go to one of those supermarkets just that like down the street.
They'll put a premium up.
But yeah, all of the cold wines are the 5-7 euro bottles.
Yeah.
But then what I would do is buy a bag of ice and a plastic.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen that in our local Eroski.
I am so
if you,
classy.
Well, I think this is consumer advice. How to save money in Ibiza. Because, yeah, you are right. In our Eroski, the cheapest, like, just can of beer, and it's quite an Ibiza culture thing here, to just pick up a single can of beer and drink it on your walk to where you're going. Yeah. That is part of the culture here, and I love that. The cheapest kind of can that you can just pick up and drink is San Miguel's usually. Because
like
it's local.
70-80 cents.
And in the summer, they don't put those in the fridge.
No.
They put the Heinekens in the fridge.
Which are imported.
And the Heinekens are imported and more expensive.
Yeah.
And they know that kind of, that passing trade, the people popping in to pick up a beer out the fridge and just quickly give the lady the change and then have your beer on the way home, you buy the more expensive beer.
Absolutely.
So, yes, you do need to be clever and not get stung by the very expensive cans of Heineken instead of the cheaper cans.
We offer so much value on this podcast.
I think so.
What
People
normally
will
do,
thank us for years to come for the amount of money they've saved in Ibiza because of us. No one saves money in Ibiza for what it's worth.
We haven't. What I normally do is buy a cold can of Monster out of the fridge and a small bottle of vodka. And a small bottle of €5 vodka, which is like, I think it's like still a 500ml bottle of vodka. And then you buy your cold soft drinks, don't you?
Oh, I miss all the sort of like silly little street drinking that you do in the summer.
A bucket.
Yeah, but like when you're in San An and you're heading down to the rocks for sunset, and because it's summer, sunset's at like 9. So you kind of go out and you might get some food, and so because it's quite late, you're already a little bit half cut. So you pop into a shop and you pick up whatever you want, and you take that down. Like,
do you know
I love
what you
all
do?
of that.
You go get the meal deal from David's first, which is like €12 for 3 courses and a drink. So you do that. You have to do that before 8 p.m, I believe.
Yeah, I was going to say
there is a time limit on it. So you do that first. You have your drink and you have another cheap can while you're there. And then you pop to the shop on the way down to the rocks. And then you get your little drinks there. And it is just the weird, whatever's in the fridge, like the massive bottles of Desperado.
Yeah, because it doesn't really matter, does
Don
it?
Simon, freezing cold.
No one really cares what they drink down at the rocks. You just pick up something.
You pick up
and you usually then you meet a load of friends that are there, and you're like, oh, what are you drinking? You might trade and go, oh, you can have one of my beers, and I'll have one of your Smirnoff Ices.
Yeah, I was going to say WKDs or Smirnoff Ice. Bacardi Breezes in the fridge.
I'm looking forward to when those days return and we can
drinking like while you're walking and stuff is actually illegal.
Yeah, they just don't police that though,
also being shirtless for men,
again, they don't police that here.
Definitely not in San An.
No.
But yeah, that was my subject. Oh, that was good.
Subject.
That was good.
And listen, already I think people should be very grateful for the amount of consumer information we're providing.
We're saving you money while you're in Ibiza, so you can invite us for a cocktail.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
nice.
What I'm doing. That's what I'm selling it as.
Good subject.
Nice. Do you have kind of one-word subjects that you
I didn't really get any one-word subjects.
Oh, did you not? I got some questions.
I did get something here, and this is a little bit of a shout-out. My mum will be pleased with. Hi, Matt. Lee B here. Do you remember Lee B being discussed? This is a long time ago.
No, I've drank since then.
It's one of my mum's friends off of the U app that she uses all the time.
Yeah.
And for a while, we were getting quite a few of my mum's friends.
After their one.
After
they
were
on there. Yeah, they've probably dropped off now.
Well, they haven't. They're still listening. They're still listening.
Hello, all of Christine Bennett's friends.
All of my mum's friends. That's where this pod has gone.
That's adorable.
Anyway, something to ask Tiff about for the next pod. My daughter has just started skipping.
Yes.
And would like some tips about how you do all the dancey skips that you do. I told her to look at Tiff's Instagram. She has now started following you. So talk to us. How is your... I mean, you call it jump rope because you think you're cool. But how's your skipping going, love?
Well, I started as skipping, but then I'm like, skipping sounds like you're a child in primary school, so I changed it to jump rope. Anyway, I decided to start skipping because I don't like running and doing cardio. So I thought, skipping will get me up to like doing my cardio because I have to do 600 calories a week and I split it down. So I started doing it, and then I followed some of the Instagrammers that are like really good at it, like Lauren Jumps, and there's Ray Skips and a couple of others that I follow now.
I like a bag of skips.
I love skips.
Anyway, carry on.
What's their tagline? Something about
fizzes on your tongue, doesn't it?
Is that it? Is that their tagline?
No, it's...
Anyway, I started...
You carry on.
I started with my CrossFit rope, which I already had, but it was too fast and too whippy. So I then ended up buying a PVC rope, which is more like the ones you had as a kid, but they're more controllable. And basically all I do is I watch someone's tutorial and I try and copy it.
It's taken you quite a while to get where you're at, hasn't it? So would you say your tip is practice? I mean, you do...
I do it
every day.
Well, yeah, I do it now 4 days a week because I do it after every workout. And music that matches the speed you want to go is like, don't get confused by putting on some random song that doesn't work. So I'm currently working my way up from like 165 beats per minute, and I want to get to 195 because me and you listened to a song the other day. I've done like 178 at the moment is my fastest, so I'm just trying to get faster right now with all the little like shuffly steps and stuff. I'm not too fussed about like wrapping it around my legs and doing all of the wraps and behind my back. I just want to do like shuffly dancey stuff quite fast, so that's my plan. But yeah, just every day, and make sure your rope's not too short. My CrossFit rope is now too short for me, because I didn't realise that you actually need a bit more space to be able to do like the crossovers and stuff like that. And if you're in the UK... Do you need any particular shoes? Is there a better ground to do it on? Double tie your laces, because literally... Nice tight shoes. It will just... Well, every time you hit your foot, it will undo your shoelaces, and that gets so frustrating. And then not on concrete, because firstly, your joints and your bones will hurt. And secondly, it's not good for the rope. And I guess also like on grass is not going to be easy either. No, on sand isn't easy. I tried to do it on a beach once. So if you can, sort of the padded floors. You can buy just jump rope mats. And if you are in the UK, do message me, because there's some really cool websites. They sell skipping ropes, which are like £6. The mats are a bit expensive. They're like 30, 40 quid to have a proper jump rope mat. But yeah, there's some really cool stuff. It depends what you want to do, but mine's just a regular PVC rope with longer handles. I like your new rope because it's white. Yeah, and it looks good when you film it. And film in slow-mo. Film in slow-mo, and then in the editing on an iPhone, you can make it so that none of it's slow-mo, because you know how you can choose that it starts fast and then goes slow. But if you film in slow-mo, it films at a higher frame rate, and your rope looks really good. You can see the rope. Yeah. So that's what we discovered. I love your daily skipping updates, and I know that people have really enjoyed sort of following. It's a funny thing, isn't it? And I think it's kind of fun because you know what song she's going to go with this week, and what little trick is she going to do. I also really like that you don't edit out when you fuck it up, and when you sort of screw up and stuff, and the little faces that you pull. When I finish the video, I'm just like, okay. This is where I finished because I fucked up now. Yeah, basically that's what happened. I think you do very well. It's just good fun, and plus when you find a song that you just love, it just ends up being fun, and it's not regular cardio. It's not monotonous in any way. It's frustrating if you're trying to do like a crossover, for example, like crossing your arms. And like double unders. I haven't even put them in videos yet because I'm just trying to get one within like a routine type thing. Oh, without it looking messy. Ruins you as well. Yeah, I don't want it to ruin me. So that might be something coming this week. Do you remember when you started a little bit of skipping when we lived in the hotel room in Dubai? That was just standing skipping. And do you remember you said,
oh, you should just try and do a double under, and I did it at the first attempt.
Yeah, and you did like 2 in a row straight off the bat,
Yeah.
and I was really annoyed with you.
I hate people like that.
But now there's people doing triples and stuff, and I'm like...
Triples?
Yeah.
Nah, that's just witchcraft.
No, it's a thing. Like
These people have had too much time during lockdown.
But this Lauren Jumps, the person who kind of got me into
Is that her name? It's convenient that she's become a skipper.
She started skipping in April 2020, and now she's like massive, and she's quit her job and she does it full time.
She's quit her job to be a skipper.
Yep.
Or a jump roper.
She got furloughed originally, and she was like, I just need something. She normally used to lift and stuff, and she started skipping. She is incredible.
I love stories like that because, you know, what else could you just decide to do? I've just lost my job, or I've been furloughed, or whatever. I've got a lot of free time. I'm going to start. You could do anything.
Play chess.
Yeah, I've decided to become a
bake.
chess player. Baker.
Ooh, imagine.
Candlestick maker.
I would be a lot fatter if I decided to become... I cannot bake something without licking half the bowl. Like, I cannot bake...
That's an issue. If you can't bake anything without licking half the bowl, you have an issue.
Like, I can't bake and not snack while I'm doing it on what I'm making.
The pros say you should be tasting as you go anyway.
Yeah, well, I've tasted like not most of the recipe, some of the recipe.
That's why I always cook with red wine.
You're like, oh, I'll put that in the chilli.
None of it goes in the chilli. All goes in my mouth.
It's all ingredients. Yeah, if I bake, it's like, oh, I'll eat a chocolate chip. I'll eat a chocolate chip.
Chocolate. Nobody has ever eaten a chocolate chip. Just the one Tiffler.
A handful of chocolate chips.
Fucking hell.
And then you try the first cookie that comes out while it's still warm.
It's not quite baked. Oh, I've brought it out too early.
That's what see, this is even when I practiced making Yorkshire puddings, I ate 2 of them. Like, I cannot cook without eating.
I don't think that's a problem.
Also, learnt yesterday, can't cook very well when you can't hear.
Yeah, you were in the kitchen listening to a TV programme on Netflix.
Yeah,
and you had
your
headphones
Netflix
on because I was watching TV in here. And I know what you mean, because I think I had a podcast on a few days ago when I was in the kitchen, and I just moved on to sort of cooking our lunch and stuff. It is very hard to cook if you can't hear what's sizzling.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Turns out your sense of hearing is important for cooking.
I had to take one ear off. Like one head.
You took one ear off? Jesus Christ.
Did that go? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I had to take a headphone off.
Like a DJ?
Yeah.
You were like...
Because I did have my beats on as well.
You were in there like a fucking DJ.
I had one behind my...
You're so Ibiza.
Behind my ear.
I cook with one headphone on.
Anyway.
Sorry.
I had to do that to hear like the onion sizzling in the pan because, yeah, it was really...
Because you don't know, do you?
You just don't know. I'm like, is it right? Like, you can see it, but you're like...
Yeah.
So
Turns out just your sense of sight and smell is not enough for cooking.
I found that really interesting. I found that
very interesting.
It's so interesting.
I challenge anyone.
Yeah, do it. Next time you just cooking.
Like cook, but make sure it's cooking something properly. Not like, oh, I'm putting a bunch of pasta on. Like
something you have to put onions in hot oil.
Try and do it with some headphones in and listen to something so that you can't hear the cooking, and let us know how that goes.
How it feels.
It's really weird.
I gave up very quickly because I couldn't hear what was going on. So, yeah, found that super interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, skipping's going great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so short answer.
If you don't see them on my Instagram feed, just head to my reels because I don't want them to mess up my feed.
Of course, because the feed is important.
The feed is important.
All right. Shall we move into question time? I guess that kind of was a question, but let's move into
question time.
Officially into question time. Question time.
Men and Tiff's question time.
There it is again.
Hey!
Love that jingle.
They always make me chuckle.
They are great jingles. Once again, that is from Chris Marsden of The Marsdens. Great jingles.
Thanks so much. Jingle jangles. How many questions do you have?
I've now got to figure out which ones are not would you rathers. Most of them, I think.
You don't separate them. You are not organised enough. I have one from Diane Brooks, which is something we've probably answered before, but I'm going to do a one-worder. What's the first thing you'll do when lockdown's over?
Pikes.
Nice. I was going to just say, can you?
Can you what? We jokes aside, we have said, because we go on daily walks into town.
Pointless walks.
We have our pointless walk, and our pointless walk goes past. Well, it goes along the beach. So along the promenade, there are a lot of bars, cafes, and things, and they're all starting to do little bits to get themselves ready for opening. And we have said that the first time we walk past anywhere where you can grab a canya, take a seat, because a couple of them are already doing takeout beers, which are tempting, but no. It's
actually.
about the sitting down and having a little beer. The first time we see that, we're doing it. So.
Yeah, so we're going to walk for a canya. So let's make that the emoji. Find a walking person and a beer.
2 emojis this week. I hope people can manage.
Your face. Yeah. So
the walking man.
Walking man and or woman.
Or woman.
And a beer. We're going to walk for beers. Maybe we could do a sponsored walk for beers. Pay us to drink the beer.
And whatever you pay us,
we will spend
it on beer. So the more that people give us, the drunker we'll be. Maybe this needs to be part of live podcasts. And we should have like a GoFundMe, but I don't think you're allowed to just do a GoFundMe.
No, I'll
drinking.
just leave my Revolut link.
And we'll leave it open. And as money ticks in, for every euro, we'll have a canya.
Yeah. And if someone sends 15 euros, suddenly a bottle of Yerbas comes in.
Just
boy.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Yerbas is going to make a return to the pod.
We were saying that we have missed the Yerbas because obviously Sarah and Ed, they're dry. Ed is the Yerbas connoisseur.
He drinks it like it's water.
And we have not had it since October, it will be, since the Halloween barbecue we had.
Is that how long ago?
Yeah, that's the last time we had Yerbas.
we hit Yerbas, I think, so hard.
We were highly saturated.
At some point towards the tail end of last year that we needed a break from it.
Yes, we were more Yerbas than, blood. Yeah, it was pretty.
And it's so sugary. It's so thick.
It's delightful.
It erases your memory very quickly, and it is what causes the worst hangovers.
The amount of mornings,
but it's just so yummy.
The amount of mornings I wake up at the same time, whatever happens. You sleep in because you're a normal human, and I have to come out here and clean up whatever has been left from the night before. And the sugary stickiness of Yerbas is all over the tables every single time. And I remember when you were a kid, well, not when you were a kid.
When you were a kid and you drank all that Yerbas.
When you were a bit younger and you used to have Archers.
Oh yeah, properly sticky.
It's thick and gloopy. And cleaning that up the morning after and the smell of it in this, I have to light every incense stick we own to try, and I open window. It's
horrific, isn't it?
Yeah, we should.
Carnage.
It's pretty carnage.
Savage night.
Savage evenings. Oh God.
I'm going to start making my own Yerbas.
You are. You better crack on with that.
Bennett's Yerbas. I need some kind of good branding for that. But yeah, I'm going to start making my own.
Lovely.
I have just gone through, while you were wonderfully describing Yerbas there, I've just gone through all of the questions that I got sent were would you rather.
Oh, okay, I've got more then. Bill Farmer.
Oh, God,
no,
careful.
He's come with a sensible one because he actually said to me, I can't think of anything that isn't rude, so I've Googled questions. If there was no option but to move back to the UK, where would you choose to settle? I thought that was quite a good question.
That is a good
actually.
question.
I would probably head towards London.
Would you?
I would in one sense because it would either be London or somewhere that's really easy to get to London because of our friends.
Yeah.
Most of our friends live in London.
Yeah. And both of our families live in the southeast.
Is that classed as the southeast?
Yes. Essex and Suffolk.
Well, I thought they were just east.
Well, Essex is southeast.
Well,
did you get the East Anglia News?
Yeah.
You're in the southeast then, you fucking mong.
Well, it's east. It doesn't say southeast Anglia News.
You're in the
it?
southeast, love.
What's classed as east then?
That's a good point because you're in the bump, aren't you? You're on the hump of the UK,
Are you
the
not?
arse.
I thought you were the bottom of the hump.
Yeah, we're kind of. You know where, if you were looking at the UK as an arse, side on. So if the UK is, if you look, as you look at the UK, that's a person.
We were on
shut up, looking west, and that bump therefore is their arse.
Yes.
Essex is where the crease of your hamstring meets
the buttock.
Essex is the crease of the arse.
Well, yeah, so then Suffolk and
Suffolk is
Norfolk...
full glute.
Yeah, because we were on the like the border of Norfolk and Suffolk.
Okay.
So we are mid-glute.
You're full, like you are, yeah.
So I would
You're proper in the chunk.
I would class myself as east.
Okay.
It's not
Well, I'm south.
I'm not southeast.
Anyway, in and around the London area, yeah, it
In and around.
covers all bases, doesn't it?
I think so.
Weirdly, my instinct went for sort of like, I don't feel as if we ever did Birmingham justice.
Oh, that would be another, any of those cities actually, like if you went to Birmingham was amazing, but then now I know
I only
more
lived there for
about
6 months.
Like Manchester and Liverpool and places like that are actually I don't know.
I think all cities are pretty good.
Cities.
They've all got something going on.
But it's too far away from our friends.
Yeah.
You can get a train to Birmingham from London.
Well, I was also thinking, well, if I'm in the UK, I might as well be near Wolves for the football.
You can get the train.
Okay.
You're such a fool.
But yes, you're probably right.
Well, you can live in Birmingham.
Our friends
then,
and
I'll
family
live
are
in
more
London.
important than Wolves, apparently.
Well, yes, they are.
If you say so.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Bill, we're coming to live with you in Essex.
I'm not sure if I could go in London.
No.
I don't know. We've done city living with Dubai as well, and just being too close to all the chaos is something I was really keen to get away from. But having the chaos accessible would be nice.
Yeah, so I think we wouldn't even be we'd be out of London, but really easy to get into London, because even like where some of our friends live, they're in the outskirts, but they're still in these apartments and stuff. And I don't actually think we'd want an apartment again.
It's weird, and I know, yeah, but we've outgrown.
Well, I just don't
places now.
Like other people.
I think we'd be a bit claustrophobic.
Don't like other people. Don't like getting in a lift. Don't like underground parking.
Don't like neighbours.
Don't like neighbours.
Don't like humans.
So we will have to go in the country.
So we're going to be in the country, just outside of London.
Let's live in Newmarket. Go horse racing.
Okay, love. All right. Christ. That's a good question, Bill.
Cambridge.
Very mature.
Cambridge.
Very
would be
mature
nice.
for Bill. I'm not going to repeat
he
any of
Googled
the
it.
questions that he has sent me in the
He
past.
said he Googled it, and now he's got a whole list ready for coming weeks. Because he's now...
I would be open to Bill's suggestions for what we should do for episode 14.
Oh, God. Don't tell him that. I've got 2 from Emma.
Emma has sent me some questions, but they're all would you rathers.
Oh, okay, I don't have would you rathers. Okay, this is, if you had to lose one body part, what would it be?
I'd lose my small toe.
That makes sense, because you don't wear flip-flops.
It's
often.
I only thought this yesterday, which funny enough.
About losing your small toe?
Yeah. We were watching an episode of House,
Oh, and a guy
a guy lost his small toe and thought that would be enough for him to get out of doing
not jury duty, love.
not jury duty, service,
Yeah.
army service,
Yeah.
military service.
Yeah.
And they had to break it to him that losing your small toe basically does fuck all to your ability to do anything. Nobody actually needs a small toe. But House has also taught me that you don't need a spleen, appendix, or gallbladder.
Yes.
We've got a lot of shit that we carry around
Yeah.
that we don't need.
Yeah.
But to start with, let's just go with the small toe.
I think that's a good idea.
Would you have anything different?
I don't know whether I'd lose something weird.
Like what?
Like-
Like an eye, so you can have a patch. Just so that you can look like Thor.
Yeah. Something like that. That would be good. I'd lose my heart. I don't use it.
You have to look for it first.
Yeah, maybe something. Yeah, it'd be something little, wouldn't it? Or I would lose my. I'd lose.
I know what you're going to say. You have always said that this is fucked up, but you quite like the idea of having like a carbon fibre
Leg.
bionic leg.
I want to have one of those fins that make people run really fast.
No, Tiffler, we've been through this. Just because you have them, you don't suddenly run fast.
And also, I still don't have the cardiovascular fitness to keep
Exactly.
up.
Like, you don't go, oh, bad news, guys.
I want the blades. I just want the blades.
I got a septic infection in both of my lower legs. So bad news, I've lost those. But good news, I am going to be in the Paralympics next year.
But also,
That's
they
just
can then
ridiculous.
make you taller because
Oh,
they give you a
fucking
bigger
hell.
fin.
Oh yeah, you said that
bigger
you
blade.
read about somebody who went, oh, just do you
Couple
reckon
of
you could make me
inches.
just an inch or two taller?
Also, like, I feel like you could just change. It's interchangeable, right? So you have your blades.
Like a Swiss Army leg.
You'd have your blades for running.
Would you have a blender? Like a lighter?
Shush. You'd have your blades for running. You'd have your
I'd have-
regular. Shut up.
Oh god, I've got so many
You'd
ideas.
have your regular feet, like your regular legs. I'm losing like just below the knee.
Just below the knee,
Yeah.
so shin and
So
below.
I would have blades for running. I'd have my regular carbon fibre legs, and then I'd also have like a peg leg for lols.
For parties.
Yeah, so I could go
Just
as
for
a
lulz,
pirate.
yeah. You definitely want something that you can easily remove and drink from.
It's all yes,
Yes.
They
'Cause that
just-
would just be your party
They basically
trick.
just click in. Do you know what? Like,
Yeah.
They basically click in.
I think you can have
What else
like
would you
I
have?
think at your stump you can have like
You get something installed.
you have something installed.
I don't know whether this.
And then you can just click in whatever you want. But yes, you would want like a universal attachment where you can put like a whisk.
I don't want to whisk. Can you imagine trying to whisk with your leg?
I'd put like gardening tools in there. So I could
Like
like
a trowel.
dig. Yeah, so I can dig the garden by just walking
Just
around.
by kicking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do that. And if it was only one, obviously I couldn't be made taller. But if it was both, I would be made a little bit taller.
I would deliberately say, don't make me any taller, just put a pair of feet on the bottom of them.
Yeah.
Don't bother with the extra bit of leg.
Oh,
Just put the feet on there.
No, that's
And I'll just
terrible.
wobble around like the little Oompa Loompa I am.
All right, one more. If you could change your name, what would you make it? It's weird because you only
It's so
you
hard,
associate
'cause
yourself with your
I
name.
think if anybody passionately wants another name, they just get another name. Or they go by like a nickname or a different
I
or
spelt
something.
Tiffany with an I at the end because it's already got one near the beginning.
Do you know anybody who spelt TYF?
No.
I bet someone is.
But
I bet they're American.
I spelt it with an I at the end, I think for about 5 years. And I had loads of documentation changed. Like,
Didn't
never
your sister
official.
add a Y into her name as well?
Jade is, I think her email address is still JAYDE.
I think it's more of a teenage girl thing to try and spell your name differently than it actually
Also,
is.
I knew one other Tiffany in my life. I'm the weird named person.
You are.
I'm not on rulers or key rings or pencils.
No.
Like, maybe now. I haven't checked recently. Maybe I can get a pencil with Tiffany on it.
Yeah.
But I was always, when we went to Yarmouth to the seaside, I could never get anything with my name on it.
Oh, did you pick something else instead?
Yeah, Tabitha.
Well, because they had Tabitha. Tabitha, common as fuck. Everyone's called Tabitha. I know 6 or 7. But Tiffany, God no. What? Did you just make a noise? Trisha! How many Trishas do you know? Other than the fucking chat show host.
Trisha is definitely a name that was in these things. I'm trying to think of other T names. What's common in T? That's not a boy's name.
Good point.
Exactly. But Trisha is definitely one that was always available. Tiffany was never available.
Fucking Trisha.
What other girls' names begin with T?
Tallulah. That's a great question.
Tash. No, that's Natasha.
No, because that's just short for Natasha.
Tabitha.
I don't think there are any.
Wowzers.
Well, I think there would be like tiers and stuff,
No,
but
you didn't get that in Yarmouth.
not. Well, yeah, certainly not in an hour time.
How funny. Yeah, so I could never get anything with my name on it.
So if I could change my name to anything, it'd have to be something like
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord Exodus.
How funny.
But no, I don't.
It's really difficult to do.
Yeah,
isn't
because
it?
I don't. It's hard because
Would
he's part of your
you
identity,
switch
isn't it?
your first name and middle name around?
Yeah, why not?
Charles.
Charles.
I could never just say
It's weird.
Charles.
Well,
I'd be like Charles.
It's funny you say that. In the UAE, a lot of the time I was called Charles because in all of your sort of official forms and stuff, they will go by exactly what is in your passport. So it would be Matthew Charles Bennett.
Yes.
But then culturally over there, the first name doesn't always mean something.
No.
It's almost
like a
it's
family
not
name,
as
isn't it?
much because like everybody, well not everybody, but a lot of people are called Mohammed or Ahmed and stuff. And so they will actually pick the thing that makes you more unique is a middle name or something that just becomes before your surname. And so I would have a lot of people like banks or the doctors or anything that they would phone me and there would be a lot of, is that Mr. Charles, Mr. Charles?
Yes.
And for a while it was like, well, no, that's not my name. Eventually you just go, yes, that's me.
Yeah.
Because they just get rid of the first name. They'll look at it and go, well, he won't be known by that. He must be known by his middle name.
I think April would fit this island a lot better.
If you were called
Sounds
April,
a bit
yes.
floozy, doesn't it?
Yeah, April is definitely the name of somebody who wears grass skirts and sings at the rain.
Which I was doing this morning, actually. That's all my questions.
I have got quite a few would you rather, so I feel as if we should dive straight in.
Let's do it.
All right. Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Now it's time for M&T's Would You Rather?
My favourite jingle. Love that one.
Oh dear.
They're
okay,
so good.
how many you
They're
got?
so
I got 6.
I haven't counted, but I've got at least 8.
Okay, you go first.
Right. Just a quick disclaimer. The first ones I'm going to do here are all from a lady who has recently reached out via Instagram. Her name is Heather,
Hey Heather.
also known as Kissable Toast on Instagram.
Yeah.
Apparently been listening for quite a while, but hasn't for some reason sort of popped up as one of our
I do
sort of
know
regular
that
questioners
Insta
and
handle
stuff.
though.
But she a few weeks ago was like, I'm listening a lot and I really love it, and she's got a lot of pictures on her Instagram of being in Ibiza, so I think she's a big fan
Yeah.
of the place. And she one evening, I think she said had a little bit to drink, was feeling in a bit of a holiday vibe, and so sent through a few.
Okay, good.
So these are all from Heather,
Great.
aka Kissable
Kissable
Toast.
Let's go. I'd like some toast.
Would you rather lounge by a pool or by the beach?
Paul, I don't like sand.
Wow. I mean, that was definitive.
Well, I don't like sand.
If you could hang out by any pool,
Pikes.
right? Wow. I didn't know that this is like quick fire and a competition.
Well, obviously Pikes wins, but also if I could have a second and a third, I'd go for Ibiza Rocks or Beach Star.
What's the best pool day you've ever done?
Oh, that one in Dubai.
The one we did with the boys?
Yeah, the one we did with George and Matty. We did it at the Rixos Premium, and we got a cabana bed in the pool. It was on a pool island, was it not? Mm-hmm. We opened a tab and we just drank and made friends with the barman.
We made friends with everyone in the pool.
That we were buying a lot of tequilas.
We were buying rounds of tequila for anybody who was in the vicinity.
Yeah, which was probably not a good idea considering
Most
how
Dubai
expensive it
thing ever. Not ever doing that again.
So that was, I think that or...
That was a good pool day.
That's probably the best one, yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What about you?
I'm the same. I don't mind a beach day, but I do find the sand really irritating.
So if you could have... So the best thing is to have both. A pool that is at a beach. So normally a hotel pool. That
Zero gravity.
Yeah, somewhere that also has a beach attached to it, which is good.
But why? What's the point? I'm not getting any benefit of a beach because I'm not going to go on it. If there's a pool, I'll stay at the pool.
Especially if it's sunset facing or something, it's nice. So I'd like both.
But if you could go to any right now, you'd go to Pikes, where there is no beach.
Yeah.
But you can suntan.
Yeah, and drinks are free.
I see why you did that. This I didn't even realise this question was in here, but it's quite relevant to a conversation we've already had. Would you rather have a hook for a hand or a peg for a leg?
No, peg for a leg because you need 2 hands.
I think so, and as we've already mentioned, you can have a lot of fun with a peg leg.
Hold on, no. So then you get the attachable whisk to your hand. That makes a lot more sense.
I'm not sure I would sacrifice a functioning human hand for any amount of universal attachments.
True. Well, hold on.
Although I would like to think, and this is the kind,
you could have like a fire blower.
yeah, or a stoker.
Yeah.
I do like to think, and karma, I hope, never catches up with us and sort of teaches us a lesson here. But we are the kind of people where, after getting over the initial trauma of losing an important limb, I do think we would be quite good at having a laugh with it. Eventually.
I reckon... Well, actually, now I'm thinking about it. I was going to say, I reckon a hook for a hand is quite dangerous, like when you're sleeping, but I reckon you'd take it off when you're...
Well, yes.
Because if you roll over and I go to, like, hug you and I just stab you.
Well, also, when, like, in the middle of the night, you have, like, an instinctive itch on your face. Gouge an eye out. So not only have I lost a hand, I've now lost an eye.
It out, but then if, for example, if it was a universal, you could change out for a lot of things.
For a lot of things.
So many things.
Oven mitts.
Burger flipper.
Do you know what? I was just thinking about, like you said, you'd take it off at night. I would...
And then I'd put like a torch on or something.
I'd put like almost like a little attached cushion so that you could have it like as like a tiny little pillow.
Do you know when you sleep with your hand under your head, you'd have a tiny little pillow?
God, like I say, I hope...
I'd just attach my phone to it during the day.
Oh, yeah, because is it not already? I thought your phone was surgically attached to you anyway. Might as well be.
Exactly.
And then sort of have it wired in so that movement in your body charges the battery.
Yeah, or if I had 2 and they could make a jump rope go around really fast.
Oh my God. Yeah, we could be like a little mechanical spinner.
Yeah.
And your jump rope could go like 1,000 miles an hour. Anyway, I'm moving on. And how has this happened? Would you rather have a third nipple or an extra toe?
Well, I'll take your toe that you're going.
So you're going to have my toe?
Yeah.
Don't we know somebody with a third nipple?
I think that was a joke, love. Isn't it Matty?
I swear I know.
Or it's not a joke, and it is Matty still.
If you are somebody that we know and you have at some point told us or shown us, please let me know. I am sure I know somebody with a third nipple. I don't really mind, but I think the extra toe.
Yeah,
it's weird because I've just said that I'm happy to lose a toe, but I'm also happy to have an extra
to gain
one.
one too. Lovely.
Would you rather be a pirate or a ninja?
Pirate.
Because of the peg leg. There is a theme.
They also
drink
I went for
rum.
the rum, but they also have the peg leg. Also ships, parrots, monkeys.
Lovely. I mean, I think you seem to have a lot in common with pirates already.
Yeah.
Disney princess or Disney villain? What would you rather be?
Oh, princess. I am Belle. According to your nieces.
Yeah, they do. They do think that you're Belle. That's true. Those were all of the ones that were from...
That was good.
From Kissable Toast, Heather.
4 from Chris Marsden.
Oh, wow, okay. I feel a little bit of pressure here.
Would you rather shout your answers to every question asked or only be able to answer yes or no?
Shout.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, it won't bother me. It'll only piss off everybody else.
Yeah.
That'd be quite funny. Although, nobody would ever be able to go...
It's not discreet, is it?
Have you heard this about so-and-so?
Yes, I have!
Do you remember what my PIN code is for my card?
7!
Yeah. But no, I'd go with that.
Nice. Would you rather only ever speak in riddles or only ever mime conversations with people?
Mimes, just for shits and giggles.
I honestly thought you were going to mime then and not say
anything.
anything.
I appreciate the qualities of a podcast. If I had to mime
But that
my
would have
answers
been
to you
funny,
here,
'cause if
it'd
you
be
would've-
a shit podcast.
If you would have gone silent, that would have been funny. Comical value, love.
Okay,
Missed it.
ask me another question then.
Would you rather have to eat a pickled egg or a pickled onion before every meal? Onion, it's bigger.
I've got a story about pickled eggs.
Oh, God.
It was at one of the boys, which are the little trips
here
that
we
me and the
go,
boys
yeah.
used to do, and we'd go and get drunk, just me and the lads. The one that we did, I think, in Norfolk, on the Norfolk coast. And we stayed in one of the boys' parents' static caravans, got drunk in a little seaside town, and went to the chippy, and we're like, I just need something savoury. You know, when you just like, I don't need chips, I need just something. And they have a little jar of pickled eggs. And we bought pickled eggs and we ate them while we were walking either to or from somewhere. Anyway, later that night, one of my dearest friends, John Ashmore, drank an entire bottle of whiskey while we played some poker. He was inevitably sick and blamed the pickled egg that I'd bought him.
Just the one pickled egg,
Yeah,
not the
he was
not
like,
the
it was
bottle of
definitely
whiskey.
the pickled egg. And we've always, forever laughed at that. because
Was
it's
that
like,
story at the wedding?
it could have... No, that was a different boys.
Oh.
That we talked about at the wedding. But yeah, he will forever stand by the fact that it was
the pickled egg.
It was the pickled egg,
It's like-
not the entire bottle of whiskey that he polished off.
Yeah, it's like people saying that they got food poisoning from the kebab after the night out.
Or it
and-
was
and
always
not
just
the
that
10
last.
tequilas.
It was just the last shot.
Yeah.
It was that last one.
Oh yeah, it's like I don't work well with Jaeger. I'm like, oh, what about the 10 shots of tequila you had before that? Yeah. Cool.
I
Good.
always
So
blame
what
the
would you
mixers.
have?
What was it? Oh, I'd go with the pickled egg. What was the other one? Pickled onion. I don't
They're
mind.
only little though, aren't they?
I don't mind a pickled onion, but you know,
I
with
would probably have.
the pickled egg still gives you a good amount of protein.
I've never eaten either, so
You wouldn't like
I
either.
would hate them.
But you don't mind. Do you like a gherkin?
No,
No, you're not a gherkin, are you?
I don't like any of that shit. All right, last one from Chris Marsden: candy floss hair or marshmallow fingernails? Candy
a
floss
lot
hair.
of like bodily based questions today.
Sugary hair.
I'd go with candy floss hair.
Yeah,
Just for fun.
Marshmallow fingernails are weird.
Yeah, I don't like marshmallows either. They're not food to me. Diane asked, would you rather be able not be able to go out in the day or not be able to go out in the night? Which is kind of relevant because at the moment we can't go out in the night anyway because of Ibiza's curfew. But what would you rather?
I would rather not be able to go out at night. Because I am solar powered. So I can still
Yeah.
go to beach clubs.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
then
go
as
to
soon as the
club
sun goes
clubs.
down, you have to be in.
Can't go to clubs, yeah, that's fine. But I can still go until... Hold on. Is it sunset?
I think that's when night starts, love. The day ends when the sun goes.
I think I'd still go daytime. Because you can do boats and stuff and do other activities.
And I think we've done quite well at having nighttime.
It's hard when you
Fun
think about
in
summer,
your own
though.
home.
It's hard when you think about summer.
Yeah. Especially if everybody else was out.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, you would definitely want to swap those around. So,
Yeah.
good question, that one. That's a bit of a conundrum. At the moment, we don't have the choice. We have curfew. We have to be in overnight.
I've got one from Diane. Would you rather be forced to sing along to everything that you hear or dance to everything you hear? I think every time we hear a song, we dance anyway, whether we're in the street or not.
We're quite openly singers and dancers anyway.
What do you mean?
I mean, we sing everything. Would I rather sing everything or dance everything? I'm going to go with the singing. Like it's at the very least, it's going to bring some people joy.
Yeah, true. You got one?
I've got 3, all from Emma.
Well, let me finish this from Bill. Would you rather?
Oh, here we go.
Would you rather? This is a Googled one. Would you rather be happy and content but not achieve much, or never be satisfied but achieve a lot? That's difficult because surely if you achieve something, you'd be satisfied,
Yeah, I think that
or maybe you'd
that
keep going.
question contradicts itself because I would say, this is going to be quite deep, but I would say happiness levels are the goal. In which case, if I'm happy, I've achieved that goal.
You've achieved the happiness.
I've achieved being happy.
Okay, so it could all...
I guess that question probably alludes to like professional achievements.
Well, then I think like I would prefer to be happy and content, but not like have a 6-figure business. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd rather that side rather than have a 6-figure business but not be happy.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how that works in my mind.
I think that's a big part of who we are now anyway. I mean, we left Dubai where
there was money, there
was career progression, there was success.
Stop talking about yourself. Oh my god.
Well, there was. But it did eventually get to a point where it wasn't what was making me happy or us happy. And so, professionally and financially, we've taken a massive step down to come here.
Fucking huge.
Fucking massive. Are you happier?
Yeah.
I'm happier too. So, to me, I wouldn't change that for the world.
I don't have to sit in an office for 10 hours a day and pretend to do things.
What is the point in being rich and unhappy?
We weren't rich, but
okay,
what's the point of having
well off, wealthy?
Yeah, we were well off, but we weren't. Yeah, it's not like we were rich, but having all that money, but actually hardly seeing each other.
Yeah.
Can you even like recall that time? Like
it's weird, isn't it?
It's weird to look back and go, we never saw each other. No. Like one night a week, two nights a week. We
could sometimes go at least a couple of weeks without spending a good day together. And we could go... It was very, very rare that we'd have a meal together more than once or twice a week.
Yeah, because actually, generally, your days off were weekdays. So I would work until 6 p.m. And then... So we'd have the evening. But obviously, like, if you were working early the next day, then we go to bed at 10 o'clock or whatever. So yeah, actually a day off together had to be a weekend day, which you only kind of got once a month.
Yep. And I would be desperate.
Once a month!
And I would really want to get a lay-in. And I would really probably want to get a bike ride in. And like all of those are hours eating into being able to spend any time with you anyway. I honestly sometimes think we took a big risk.
Like, what the fuck?
In saying like we would like to sacrifice this so that we can spend more time together. I remember that being a big thing is I want to be able to spend time with my wife. Like you're my favourite person to hang out with.
Oh, that's nice.
And well, of course you are. You're my favourite human. But we now spend
go really deep.
It could be a separate pod, maybe another talk for another time. But we had never spent that amount of time. People only ever usually spend this amount of time together if they're on holiday. And it's famous. Yeah, it's famous that people go, by the time the holiday ended, I couldn't wait to get back to work because I was sick of the sight of him. But we spend every day together. We work together on each other's businesses together. I mean, it's a mixture of COVID means that we can only spend time together. But also, even if that hadn't happened, we made the choice to come here and work from home. Yeah. Whether there was going to be COVID or not.
I think, so like going back on kind of our story, when we first went to Abu Dhabi, which was only 6 months after we kind of properly got together type thing, it was very fast. But we had those couple of months where the store wasn't open in Abu Dhabi. So we actually did spend a lot of time together.
That's true, yeah.
So that was almost like the first test of can we be with each other 24 hours a day in a hotel room?
Yeah.
And so actually looking back now and knowing that we were 5 years later, we were going into quarantine in a 1-bed hotel room. Like
we've actually already done it. Yeah. Kind of forget that.
Because it was June, Ramadan, Abu Dhabi as well.
I think you're right. That
how funny is that?
If we were gonna fail as a relationship and end up killing each other because we actually couldn't spend too much time together,
Surely
we would have found that out quite early on in being in the UAE.
I do remember it was the first time your parents visited after we'd moved into the Ark, and I went to get
Yes.
them from the airport.
Yeah.
And you were at work, and we drove down, and I can't remember who said it, but they were like, "It was a risk, wasn't it?" And I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it was."
Of course it was.
I can't. Yeah, we were just having a chat on the way back. It was like risky moving to another country when you've only just met, and I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Yep.
And it was, and we look back now, and it's quite funny because shock, we get on.
Well, we do, and this is the thing. Gushy alert. You are my best friend, and we know how to laugh.
John McGovern and John Ashmore.
Well, they actually know they're my best friends, but you're my best friend, and yeah, we do actually like to
How
spend
funny,
time
though.
together.
But yeah, now looking back, that time in Abu Dhabi, we were stuck in a hotel.
Yep.
It was Ramadan,
With
so
nothing to do.
Nothing was open, and that was 6 years ago from now. So actually, Abu Dhabi in those times, everything was shut.
Yeah, because it was Ramadan. Yeah.
It was, and Abu Dhabi's strict.
Yeah.
Stricter.
Yeah.
So weird. Oh my god. Yeah.
So that was the answer to Bill's question. Would you rather be?
What was the question?
I can't remember.
Achieve-
Happy but
achieveness.
achieve not much, or unhappy but achieve loads. Always pick happiness. You only live
Always
once.
Choose your happiness.
You are. I always just envisage you're on your deathbed. Would you rather that you were happy, or would you rather that you had got loads of promotions? And
Yeah.
I think that's fairly clear.
Yeah.
Last three from me. Then these are all from Emma. She sent them while we were live on the pod, so I
Lovely.
haven't been able to check them.
Okay.
Would you rather eat the same dinner for the rest of your life, or give up your phone and social media?
I'll eat the same dinner.
We do anyway at the moment.
We literally, in the week when we're busy, we eat the same dinner every day just because it's easy. And we're in that rhythm. It's okay. Like, we're totally fine with it. It's not boring.
Yeah.
We just add hot sauce.
We eat chicken, rice, and
and
peas. At the moment, every day.
With hot sauce.
It's good for our general our fitness goals and stuff. It ticks all the right boxes.
Yeah,
It's
balanced
and
in
it's
nutrients.
we add hot sauce just to zing it up a
We
little
basically make like Nando's spicy rice and have it with chicken and peas.
bit. Would you rather live in a tree or a cave?
I don't really like caves. But
Why?
it's a tree. They're dark.
Okay, well, let's say you can put electricity in them. Tree or a cave?
Tree. Can I
I
build a tree house?
Yeah.
Then tree house.
remember that on Animal Planet, Treehouse Guy.
Treehouse guy.
I'd love a treehouse.
Yeah, but they were swanky tree house.
Yeah,
tree
this
house
guy
eyes.
made tree houses that were bigger than
Treehouse
houses.
eyes? Yeah, they were legit.
They had en suites.
They did.
Ridiculous.
They were good. Maybe you can.
I
Find that.
would love a big
Maybe
tree
you can find
house.
that on YouTube. Like old episodes.
Somebody in Ibiza was bartering a 1 or 2 night stay in their tree house out in the
I
campo.
saw that.
Yeah, I can't remember what they wanted in return, but they were like, "We can let you stay in our tree house for a couple of nights."
It's up north. Yeah.
And it looked really cool.
It did look cool.
Okay, last one. Would you rather? And this is for Emma. I mean, God bless her, and I love her. But for Emma, this is quite deep. I'm not saying you're not deep, Emma, but like, would you rather forget who you are or forget who everyone else is?
Ooh. Forget who I am. Or forget who-
That almost feels
that
like
means I
it's.
have to forget who you are. But if you forget who I am,
If you
this is
forget-
like 50 First Dates. Has she been watching Adam Sandler movies?
Adam Sandler.
That's his name, isn't it?
I think most people say Sandler.
Oh, okay, sorry. Adam Sandler. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, what would you do? This is
I don't know,
honest
this is-
drugs.
I think it's.
Because if you forget who you are then reliant on everybody else to tell you who you are. And that's another thing on a deeper level. You're like, someone will mould who you are.
I think forgetting who you are is more dangerous and tragic.
Yeah.
But forgetting who everyone else is, it is in those films. I'm not sure if it's the film you're talking about, but I would basically want a Polaroid picture and a description of everybody underneath to go, this is your wife. This is how she
Or
works.
it's not like every day you forget who you are. Is it just one time?
I don't know. Well, she doesn't.
If it's
allude
just one
to-
time, you can then grow to remember who everyone is. Like people that go into like like get amnesia, but then they come back. They slowly learn, and then they learn again, but they don't do it over and over again. It's not like Groundhog Day. So I think I would forget everybody else because losing yourself is too much.
Well, losing. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I think you're right.
That is deep.
I know. Sorry to end on such a deep one when it should have been. Would you rather?
Let's end on what would you rather see for episode 40, people?
Yeah, like we said it right at the beginning. We're now going to end with it as well. Send through your suggestions.
And the emojis and the things and stuff. And we thank you for joining us. It's been a good episode.
It's been a long episode, so thanks for sticking with us.
Well, you might have split it, so...
Listen, no one's got shit all to do right now.
You might as well listen.
When lockdown ends, we're going to have to keep these shorter.
Oh, quick one. If you're on Apple Podcasts, just go review. Do the right
thing.
Yeah,
not a hard thing to do, is it?
Exactly. And I guess we'll see you next week.
See you at episode 40.
All right then.
Bye!